Dr. Feelgood, the singles, the United Artists years. Of all the musical trends, the one that was most important to me was pub rock. I learnt guitar by standing inches away from some excellent guitarists. The dream of playing stadiums was an impossible dream, but it took little imagination to imagine playing in a pub, and the Who had started at the railway in Wealdstone. The Sex Pistols started as a pub rock band, and Joe Strummer of The Clash was in a pub rock band. I had a pub rock pub within walking distance of my house, and there I saw Ian Dury and the Kilburns. I saw the legendary Tim Rose. I saw the band Ace with Paul Carrack the week their song How Long was in the charts. I saw musicians who had played with Joe Cocker at Woodstock, and I recognised their amps from the film. I saw the Kurzel Flyers and Medicine Head, a duo who had had a number of hits in the early 70s. But the act that defined the whole pub rock experience was Dr. Feelgood, a band that played old-fashioned rhythm and blues, the kind that was old-fashioned when the Stones started out playing it. But unlike the charmingly sloppy Stones, Dr. Feelgood were a pounding rhythm machine, with the three instruments each doing their part with total precision. The bass thumped away staccato, nothing flash. The drum was basic and strictly to the point, but what made them great was Wilco Johnson on guitar. Wilco was scary to look at. He moved quickly in random directions, even on the smallest of stages. He had wild, wide eyes that stared psychotically into the crowd. He played guitar like a machine gun. On their version of Cell Block No. 9, he held the guitar to his shoulder and showered the audience with rapid-fire notes. He played with his fingers, all of them attacking the strings at the same time. He played chords and riffs between the chords and solos between the riffs and the chords. He was the only guitar needed. The singer Lee Brillo had just the right voice and just the right dirty harmonica style. He kept them in a pint of beer and wiped them on his jacket that had never been cleaned. A jacket that might once have been a shade of white. They looked like they had tarmacked your drive earlier in the day and had come back to collect the money. They were loud and fast, and they made some singles and an album with astonishingly fresh sounding 12 bars. When Wilco left, I did not see how they could continue. They recruited a guitarist called Jippy Mayo. He was a more conventional guitarist, and you can hear on the recordings that the guitars are multi-tracked. However, they did have a big hit with Milk and Alcohol. It all started to go downhill when Mayo left, and they recruited a guitarist about town called Johnny Guitar. I was once briefly the sound man at the 12 Bar Club in Denmark Street, and I once did sound there for a Johnny Guitar solo gig. After the gig, he told me there had been rumours that he had played the guitar parts on the Sex Pistols records. Rumours he had never denied. I asked if these rumours were true, and he just gave me a knowing look. As with most music that strays too far into the 80s, the only bad track on this compilation is an overproduced version of See You Later Alligator that has awful synth horns on it. Dr. Feelgood, the singles, the United Artists years.